I have one girlfriend. This is so funny. We've been friends for like 15 years since Dom was like 2. She used to train with me. And so I remember one day we came in, I don't know, I told her squats or something. And she was like, she gave me this look. And I was like, what? And she goes on this whole story about how she was with her boyfriend the night before and and they're doing things. And then all of a sudden he was like, hold on. Then he said, don't move. She was like, what? And then he like tried. And I was like, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
With like no preparation, no warning. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, that is your first sign to move.
Run.
Get the hell out of there.
Don't move. Why?
When I notice I lose focus, I just realign. I'm on my grind.
Hey, boo.
Hi.
You ready for some titillating conversation today?
Titillating it is. I am. I mean, we said, give us your juicy phone of friends. And they said...
This one makes me blush a little bit, but we don't make
There's
the
no
rules.
judgment.
We just read them.
I'm just here for it. We're going to help people out today, though.
Yeah. So we decided that it would be fun to start with the phone a friend and just see where this conversation takes us.
Also, not suitable for work, not suitable for children. Definitely.
Absolutely. If you're in the presence of anyone that...
If you blush over anything that has to do with sex, you
listen
need
to one of our other episodes.
put some
and come
headphones
back.
in and
Yes.
come back to this one.
Speaking of... Never mind. You know...
Say it. Make the joke.
I was going to say, speaking of cum. I'm sorry. Low-hanging fruit. Oh my God. Oh, help
Okay,
us.
I'm not
All
going
right.
to eat these chickpeas while we're
It's kind
talking.
of a long email, but it's worth the read.
It's so worth the read. Do it.
I wonder if you guys opened a can of worms with this advice segment. Here's my question, and I doubt I'll get picked, but I really want to know. Maybe this is a Donald question. Well, she doesn't know you very well yet. I'm just kidding.
Not wrong.
Okay. You mentioned a woman who was trying to get pregnant doing anal. The stupidity scares me. My question is a little more relevant, but just as embarrassing. My husband and I talked about trying anal, but we're both hesitant, probably more that I was hesitant than him. So we finally tried it one time. Scene was set. We're in the mood for something new. Well, let's just say it was painful, messy, and oh my God, not fun. I do know how I didn't know how extensively I needed to be, quote, empty. So I literally shit the bed when we finally gave up and he pulled it out. TMI? Christ, that was embarrassing. Maybe not suitable for a podcast. Well, it is for our podcast.
We love you guys, by the way. We are here for this.
Yes,
This is full on a
this is
conversation we would have and are
Exactly.
about to have.
It was just so painful. What's the big deal about this? Why is it even a thing? Who enjoys this? Now, I'll admit, we didn't have lube, just spit. And I wasn't empty. And we probably just didn't know what we were doing except for what we've seen in porns. They make it look so easy.
Okay. Well, we can't trust porn ever.
Exactly. Right. False. We're still curious and convinced that the spontaneous look of porn anal misrepresents the reality of it. But maybe since we did it all wrong, we should just try again. How do you do it? Make it fun, or maybe it's actually supposed to hurt a little, or maybe just not for me and I should tell my husband we need to stick with what we do well. Any tips would be appreciated, and sorry if I grossed you out. Girl, you didn't gross me out. I'm here for this conversation.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Anal
All right.
sex.
You know, I have a friend who is heterosexual.
Is it me?
You're not my only heterosexual friend, Autumn. But and I think it's okay that I share this because I'm not going to give a lot of detail, but I do know that her and her partner, who because she's heterosexual, okay, was a man, were like having issues around specifically anal sex and went to a sex therapist about it.
You're all about
And
the sex therapist.
The sex therapist said that like the anal topic is huge amongst, and it's not like just the gay community. It's
Right.
a lot of straight people. So I think it's something that a lot of people don't talk about.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of straight people are like, well, I don't know. I've never been straight. But So I don't know, maybe someone listening can get some insight and feel like it's a little bit less taboo if you've wanted to explore.
First of all, I just want to say in general, like sex, especially when you're talking about sex with your partner, be it your husband, significant other, whatever, it shouldn't be taboo. Like
Right.
we talked about this in the episode we did a few weeks ago about like, we just said like, let's talk about sex. And because we had a different phone a friend issue. And believe it or not, we're getting tons of phone a friends that revolve around sex, intimacy, relationships, bonding, all that kind of stuff. So I think, again, like you said, more people have questions or want to be able to talk about it, but are embarrassed to, or their friends don't talk about it. So guess what? We're just your friends that'll talk about anything.
That's right.
And I'll probably also try anything. So I don't know why I don't have a boyfriend.
Me either. Honey.
But here, first thing I want to say, okay, no, porn is not real. We already know this, right? Like these are paid actors and they're professionals. So just like you wouldn't go try to do some crazy trick that you saw Simone Biles do on the mat.
Exactly.
Without learning some things.
Right.
I would call anal advanced sex. There's missionary. That's like beginners. Anal is advanced.
Anal is very advanced.
It requires
you got to go to grad school.
Yes, you gotta work up to that.
Yeah,
you need to understand that there are steps to that process.
Yeah.
I am not a sex therapist, but I can tell you there are steps to that process. So while you see in porn is, hello, I'm delivering the pizza. All of a sudden they're having anal. That's not how it goes.
Yeah. or like he accidentally slips it in.
Yeah, the wrong hole.
And it's like,
there's no
that
accident.
would not happen. If that accident's happened, that's not going to be her response. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, she's not like, oh, oops. Yeah,
like it tickles.
It doesn't tickle.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. You need to be very comfortable with your sexual partner if you're going to try anal. Like you said, it's something you get to that's advanced, and you have to prepare.
But wait, okay, let's back up. Because we'll get into all the what can you do if you are going to try it. But it, like you said, the sex therapist even said it's a big deal. I'm going to hurt Kent if he doesn't come get his little bulldog who keeps kicking the door right now. Meat's like, let me in.
Has he ever been in this room?
No, I don't understand why he's trying to get in here.
He's like, I went in.
It's a big deal. Like, so she was like, I don't understand. Why is it a big deal? Like, let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
We can speak about it in the gay world, but we can also speak about it in the heterosexual world because that's, she's asking about her and her husband. I don't know why it's a big deal. Like, guys just get turned on by it. Maybe because it's not the norm.
It's like that.
It's just oh, she let me.
I think, yeah, I feel like, and there's a lot about me, like just, I fully am a guy. Okay. But there's a lot about me that doesn't relate because, but there are a lot of guys out there who just, I think, love the idea of sticking it someplace new.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's just it's not the norm.
Yeah.
It's something new and fun. And because it kind of has this taboo thing around it, like, it's like, oh, she let me. I don't know. To me, I say that's a couple times a year situation when he's being a good boy.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of preparing that needs to happen, especially if it's not something you're doing all the time. Because let's just be honest, that particular place it's not meant for things to go up. It's meant for things to come out.
That's right.
So
here goes people messing with creation. So that's an exit.
It's the reason you don't get pregnant that way.
Yeah. I think that, like, if I was just having a conversation with a girlfriend, I would say if you want it to be like maybe in the moment you've had sexual interaction and your guy's like, can we, or let's try, or whatever. And you're like, no, I don't blame you. Say no if you're not ready.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But if it's something you're interested in doing at some point, you realize you get to be the one, you can surprise him with it. And that would probably be very exciting.
It might
for
make
him.
their head explode.
But you're gonna need, you're gonna need to be planned. Yeah, but you can surprise him, and then that would be really fun. And then once you want it, depending on how it goes, if you want to do it again, then you can be like, all right, this is a conversation. Like, let me let you know everything I had to put into that cute little surprise.
Yeah,
because it wasn't easy.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But also, you can have the conversation. If you want to try it, if he wants to try it and you're open to it, fine.
Yeah.
But then, okay, again, we're saying that this is advanced. Like, how graphic are we about to be? I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah, I don't know.
First of all, I wouldn't try. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to say this live. But you don't want the first thing to be his penis going up there. Can you start with a finger?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you gotta start.
Totally. You gotta warm it up. Absolutely.
Like, you're not just jumping to.
Well, when she said just spit, I was like, were you guys in prison?
Yeah. Like, no, seriously.
No offense. I love that you sent this in, but you're gonna need more than, like.
You need a draw.
Just spit is something that, like, some people can do when there's no other option, but you have another option, my lady. And I would encourage you, when you try it again, if you try it again, to definitely, like you said, don't just start with the
Him.
act of, with like maybe some other thing, a finger, there's all kinds of things you can stick up there to warm up.
Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
we're just going to play. Who is. What?
I was just going to say, but I will say, go
ahead.
on.
You say it.
But one practical tip that a lot of people might not know of is if it's something that you want to try and you are planning to try, I would recommend taking a really good fiber supplement if you don't take one, because it really does. That's like, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to let you all in on the secrets of the gay world. That is something that really helps. They even sell products that are marketed for gay men called I don't know, like Ready or something like that. And it's all it is like a daily fiber supplement. But I remember. So
it's not like a laxative. You're not going to be
not a laxative. It's not a laxative, but the thing is the fiber, like I remember when I had my butthole reconstruction surgery, I can tell you guys about that another time. Yeah, from using spit. The surgeon gave me this this supplement that had a lot of is it called psyllium husk or something like that in it? And it was because like after you have a surgery down there, you are going to be so hesitant to go to the bathroom. So I took it. And when I went to the bathroom, when I tell you, I wouldn't have even had to wipe. Like it just like and that really does help make a difference. Like you think that because in her emails, she was like, I think it was empty, but it's because, you just need a little more fiber, I'd say. That's my one like practical, really even vulgar tip.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
also
that.
I wouldn't try it. Like if you just went out to a nice dinner, then that's probably not the.
You got a short window of time.
You got a very.
Where is the dinner? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Is it downstairs?
Is it just traveling in your? Yeah, like because placement matters, honey. It's very important. It's like you got to set a timer. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, how much time after dinner am I still in the clear?
It depends on your digestion.
That's true.
It depends on the person's digestion, how quick that's going to happen. But okay, let's get real. Let's pretend like there's not cameras there. Because wow, this is a hard topic. But all right, we're in it now. We got to get practical tips about. Listen, ladies. Okay, fine. Yes, been there, done it. It's a process. You need to be prepared for a process.
Mm-hmm.
You have. coconut oil, not the same one that you keep in your kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Or just get a separate container.
We don't,
If you
sometimes we
haven't
don't.
used your 21-day fix containers in a while,
Teaspoon on
grab
teaspoon.
the purple one. You can use the green one for fruit and veggies. Put some coconut oil in there and take it to the bedroom.
Take it to the bedroom. You're going to need it. It's probably going to take, if it's your first time ever trying that, it's probably going to take you a few hours of warming that process up.
Mhm.
This is not like a, hey, honey, let's try it. And you get in bed and, okay, just go slow.
Mhm.
This is where, remember when we were talking about toys? This is where you need toys.
Yeah.
Small, medium, and large. Or large enough that
Exactly.
adds up to your significant other.
Right. It depends. Yeah. It kind of depends on, like, you want to prepare yourself for whatever the
Also,
size is of your partner.
If your significant other is big, you might want to skip. This might not be for you.
Yeah. We'll bring it back to good old titty fucking. I'm just kidding.
Mouth and two hands.
Yeah. That ain't enough. Come on.
Oh my God.
Come on right here. I'm so sorry.
Oh, jeez. Okay, we're going to be canceled after this.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's doing my workout program.
So, it is important. It is important in all seriousness to prepare and take your time. Even people like gay men who their only sexual intercourse option is anal,
Mm-hmm.
you have to like take time. It's not the same. I mean, I don't really know that much about regular sex, regular straight sex, but it's not, I know it's not the same.
Like that is something that you could just jump to pretty quickly.
Yeah.
This is not.
And maybe if you have a toy or something, you can also like start having some fun. Like, I don't know, maybe having traditional sex, because you don't really want to go from back to front.
Right.
No, you can
don't.
go from front to back.
You can go from front to back. You just don't want to go from back to front
Yeah,
unless
so
you're
keep
going
that
to
in
wash
mind.
off in between.
Yeah. Right.
Because otherwise you're going to end up with infections.
Yeah. Not good. A doctor's visit in your future.
Just like we don't wipe from back to front, ladies. We don't sex from back to front.
See, I wipe from back to front. I do it all wrong.
Well, you don't have a lady part.
I know. I told my friend.
You
'cause
have
I
an
never
outie,
knew.
not an
I thought
innie.
everyone did that. And my friend was like, well, I guess no one cares if you have shitty balls. I was like, I don't have shitty balls.
I don't have shitty balls.
Please. But yeah, so just taking your time and making sure that sexual encounter, it's not like a random Tuesday where you're just jumping in. You need to take your time. I mean, you can do it on Tuesday, but
Yeah. So she asked, does it always hurt?
So my answer, I actually, I'm interested in what you're going to say about this. I think there's always a moment of like being uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
because you're warming up and that's happening, but it doesn't have to hurt as bad as what you experienced the first time.
But can we just be real? Like, can we be real? It just feels like you're shitting. Listen, guys, let me keep it real. I can only speak as a single woman, but like as my own person, but like chances are she's doing it for you and she's maybe turned on by the idea of pleasing you, but this is not like oh my gosh. That
Loved
was
it.
now listen, from what I understand, I have talked to girls that do really love it. So
I wonder why.
I don't know,
because like for a man, it actually does have
you have a
like,
prostate.
exactly, so
Right.
it feels good.
So it feels good.
Even if there is discomfort involved, there's also like reward. And I always do wonder, like some women say they love it.
Maybe their guy's not very big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it wouldn't be
It's not for
not
him.
on the menu
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah, totally.
But if you're gonna do it, it doesn't mean it has to be unenjoyable either.
Do you remember the first time you did it?
Yes.
Was it a long time ago?
Yeah. It was with my husband when I was married.
Oh, and how did you guys approach
Why
this
is
stuff.
this always about me?
Well, I've not been married and I'm gay, so it's less interesting. It's sort of like we don't have to have a conversation.
I am just being put on the spot.
Well, I will just say, even like
There's only been 2 people I've done it with.
I will say as a gay man, there are times that I'm like, we're not doing that.
Hard pass.
We can do other stuff.
Okay.
And like
Why? Because size?
because regardless of the size could be a factor, but what I'm thinking is because I'm not quote ready.
Oh God.
Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
feel and when you have a lot of anal, it is risky business. And like sometimes, you know, when you play with fire, you get shit on. but for but for the most part,
Life's metaphor.
yeah. But you know, so there's just times where it's like, you know, it's not the best time to do it, and that's
Right.
fine because your stomach is turning and you're like, why would I walk down that road?
No.
But the reason I'm asking you is because like I think for like especially if a couple maybe is, I don't know, they don't know how to bring it up to the other.
Yeah.
Like, did it just sort of go there your first time, or did you guys have a conversation before? You don't have to give deep
I'm trying
details.
to remember. There was probably a conversation about wanting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I said, okay, I was willing to try it. Like I said, the dogs are going crazy because I said to Kent, don't let the dogs out. And so he let all 3 out at once.
I thought they were like getting attacked by coyotes or something.
He clearly doesn't hear them at all, which is fantastic. Speaking of. So, yes. And there was, like I said, there's only been 2 people. One was husband, one was a long-term relationship, very long-term relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Conversations around it. And it sort of required me deciding, hey, we can da-da-da. Or I, like the long-term committed relationship, it was like after we had the conversation and tried it once, then I think there was maybe 1 or 2 other times where it was like a little like surprise. And by surprise, I just mean like, oh, when that happened, I said I was willing and ready.
Mm-hmm.
And by ready, I mean there had
You
been
did the prep.
the
preparation.
There was
You cleared your calendar.
yeah, no, literally, like that's like a process at home of like
Yeah.
step by step by step, and people are going to be like, "Oh my God, you're a mother, and I can't believe you're talking about this live." But also, like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm definitely going to tell my mom, hey, you might want to skip this episode.
I mean, Tom doesn't listen to the podcast anyway, so I'm not worried about it. But also, like,
who cares?
the last thing I would want was anybody. I don't want any of our listeners to have shame around it.
Totally.
Like, or feel embarrassment about it. Like, I
agree.
I'm not trying to like give all of my sexual encounters, but also if I was sitting with a girlfriend and that's what our podcast is, everything's perfect. You're sitting down with 2 friends and you're having the uncomfortable conversations about these things. Like, okay, I have one girlfriend. This is so funny. We've been friends for like 15 years since Dom was like 2. And she used to train with me. And she's 5 years younger than I am. And so I remember one day we came in, like, I don't know, I told her squats or something. And she was like, she gave me this look. And I was like, what? And she goes on this whole story about how she was with her boyfriend the night before and da-da, and they're doing things. And then all of a sudden he was like, don't move. She was like, what? And then he like tried. And I was like, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
With like no preparation, no warning. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, girl, that is unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
You know, she was younger at the time, like, I want to say maybe late 20s. Probably like 28 at the time. And I was like, oh no, you need to let him know.
Yeah. This is not, it's a whole different ballpark
Yeah,
than
you
up
don't
here.
just attempt with no warning.
Absolutely not.
But it was like the funniest story because we're like in the gym and she's telling me the story and I'm listening. I'm like on the edge of my seat and I'm counting reps at the same time. And she's like, I'm not squatting right now. Like things don't.
Oh,
and,
poor
and then I was
baby.
like, why? And you know, she's like, and then he said, hold on. Or no, then he said, don't move. And I was like, okay, that is your first sign to move.
Run.
Get the hell out of here.
Don't move. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a surprise situation. So do you use toys? Putting you on the spot. Do you use toys to prep yourself, or are you at the point now where like
So
I'm about to ask you all the questions?
I or am I just some loosey goosey?
Maybe you're a top.
Butthole is blowing in the wind. I will say that Nell and I are what you call verse.
Mhm.
So we would, there's
Switch.
not like a specific, like we don't play any harsh, like one of us only do one or the other.
Got it.
And I don't have to do tons of preparation, but I do, like I did have a toy. I actually, I've only had a handful of boyfriends, which is crazy for what a hoe I've been. But one of my
I don't know
early
why
on
you
boyfriends.
say that. When you say hoe, do you just mean you've been adventurous with your boyfriends? Because you act like you've had so many boyfriends. Or do you mean you've dated a lot of people, but you haven't been intimate with a lot of people? Why do you call yourself a hoe?
Because I've had a lot of sexual encounters for someone who's only had it.
Well, you just said you
4.
haven't had a lot of partners. Or no, you've had a lot of sexual encounters, not a lot of boyfriends.
Yes.
Got it, hoe. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Autumn. Understand
Like,
the
wow.
definition of a hoe.
So you're making it worse. I
Okay.
just, like really spelled out for you.
Sorry.
But also whatever, I was looking for love. I would say, so I did get a toy that it was called, actually my ex got it. It was called a trainer, and it was like the thing that was, I don't know how many inches this is.
5 or 6?
6 inches, and it had like different
Marks.
grooves on it. And so it's like when it's probably sort of like anal beads, but the in between isn't totally like small.
Right.
And so it's supposed to be like the thing, it's supposed to train you to be able to have anal.
Does it get thicker the further down it goes?
Yes,
Okay.
a little bit. And the last one is the biggest too. I think it might be a little bit longer.
Okay.
So anyways, but we don't use toys that much right now. Like maybe that'll change at some point, but that's the toy that I had that was specifically for that. And it helped, but it also stressed me out.
Why?
Oh God, I'm embarrassed to say
Come on.
this.
You made me talk about it.
Because like you don't prepare the same when it's a toy, because you're like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? But because of the end of it was so round that I would be worried about, there being a little doo-doo on it or something. And it was always like, oh God, what if that happens early on? This is years ago.
Yeah.
And I was really, and I didn't have, it took me a long time before I bottomed because I was worried about that.
Yeah.
And also I felt like for some reason it didn't feel as vulnerable. It's like if you let someone put part of themselves in your asshole, you better know that person
and know them well.
Yeah, they better mean something to you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm kidding, and I'm not slut shaming. If maybe you like random people putting themselves in your butthole, that's fine. But for me, I wanted it to mean I wanted like it to mean something. But so I used that in the beginning because I remember I was talking to one of my gay friends in my home in Ohio before I left Ohio. So I was in my 20s, and I had tried it once or something, but never like fully tried it enough to be like, oh, so it feels like fireballs coming through your booty hole. And he was like, it feels good eventually. And I was thinking, if you're lying to me, I'm going to go through a lot of torture to figure this out. But
I'm coming back to haunt you.
Exactly, motherfucker. But he was right. You just have to prepare.
Breathe.
And also, like, I have used coconut oil before, but also I'm trying to think if I had I think you don't want a water-based lube if you get lube.
Okay.
You want oil base. Because nothing is as dry as trying to do anal in water. It's not.
Sex and water in general.
Does not go.
It's sex in a bathtub. No, it's like you would think that that's going to make things. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Ow. Why is this? Yeah.
Why is this?
Why does it feel like there's no moisture
wet,
and
but
I'm in? Exactly.
No
It's
moisture.
like when people call wine dry. I don't fucking get it. But
No, it is.
But water sex is not wet. Talk about dry.
Yeah, that's just not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if we've answered her question. I hope we have. I think, look, yes, sometimes there's going to be oopsies. It's going to be a little uncomfortable.
Oopsies, you have a poopsies. Oh.
I can't believe this topic. But you know what? No, it's fine. It's just that.
Well, I think the bigger thing is,
except that everybody else gets to remain anonymous, and
Exactly.
we're the one with our freaking faces out here.
I think a couple things I want to point out of this phone a friend.
Please.
I love that this couple, because we get a lot. We've had a handful,
Mhm.
and more that we haven't read yet, of couples who are feeling like disjointed sexually. And I love that this couple felt like great and confident enough to try something new
Yes.
and spice it up. And
Yeah.
I think that that's awesome. And I think that really what it is, and but I feel like I'm still working on too, even like Nell and I have been together for 2 years, feeling comfortable expressing your interests or needs or curiosities around sex,
Mhm.
because so many people just don't talk about that, and then they fall into a rut, and they, like, both partners could be thinking about, well, what if we tried this, what if we tried this, what if we tried this, but almost feel embarrassed to bring
Right.
it up to their partner. And I am like, talk about a cause to stand behind. I think
Yeah.
that people should feel so confident and comfortable exploring and talking about like the sex.
I do think you have to normalize that quite a bit. Like, if with nobody else, like, you have to talk about it with your partner. Like, she even said in her email, where do I learn? And honestly, I don't have an answer for that. I think for me, it's just been trial. Like, well, okay, what do I think would make this process? What do I think would, part of it is having a partner who you can talk to and say, what do we do? How should we, like, asking the questions, having the conversation, trying things together, being okay, being a little awkward, knowing when to pivot if you're trying something and it's just not working, so that the whole night doesn't go, well, so that the whole night doesn't go off track and you don't like walk out of the bedroom feeling like that was super awkward, you know, like really having the conversation and being present and being in it and being patient with each other. He might be just as intimidated. He doesn't want to hurt you trying that process. And so, like, having some foreplay, first of all, leading up to it, really like building the moment. Okay, maybe you want to start with normal sex, get that part, get yours, then let him try his. But I do think, like, even though it's a hard conversation to have here on a podcast publicly, because that's
because we're talking about our buttholes.
Because normally you talk about fitness and lifting weights and eating your macros, and now it's like, hey, by the way, just talk about tossing salads. But also, like, it is hard because so many people won't talk with their friends about it, and it is like, I don't know, what do you Google? Like,
ChatGPT.
I wonder what would come up if you were like, how do I really do anal? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's probably books and things that you could read, but like, that feels so.
I do have another piece of advice. If like you're a
it.
female, like for her or anyone else in that position, it depends on how you and your partner have sex. Like if he is a really aggressive, like whatever, that shouldn't be expected the first time you do this. And maybe like it should definitely start with you on top so you can control how you can control it.
Right.
You can control.
I was just going to, I was going to say, you got to take into consideration there's more than one way, more than one position to be in.
Yes.
To do it.
Yeah.
and who's in control and how fast does it go and
Right.
what position is comfortable for her to be in.
I feel like if I do that, it's more comfortable for me to physically be on top than otherwise. Like it feels even more like it's in your guts. if your legs are up here and you're laying down and they're going to town.
No, not that way.
Have you never done it that way?
No. Stomach.
Yeah, it's up there.
No, lay on your stomach.
Oh, uh-huh.
Or on top. But no, I would definitely never legs over my head.
Oh, over my head. I mean, can you imagine me
No.
with my hamstrings? I'm just trying to make it sound cute.
It's like-
actually is more like. But the point of this advice is
We might need a whole different
The
episode.
point of this
I might be
advice
like, this episode cannot go up.
is you should start on top, and it should be okay if you have the conversation with your male partner, like that you're experimenting and playing with it. Like it's something that might come in phases.
This might be the first time, might be just the tip.
Exactly, and that's
And
okay.
that's okay.
Yeah,
And then a little while later,
mm-hmm.
maybe it's maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But like,
And you can always say you tried.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I definitely think it does get less painful. It never is. It's going to be a different sensation, but it does get
Okay. So I think we've covered all things anal for now.
I mean,
hope,
if we miss something, you guys feel free to let us know. But
I hope our listener that wrote in hears this, and I hope that she gets back to us if they are to try anything again and let us know. It's like Sleepless in Seattle. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know how it turns out.
We did get another phone friend.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 in this one because this is a pivot, but
Still about a couple.
intimacy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just start at the relevant part. I grew up similar to Donald in a very 90s Christian home. I love that about myself and love my parents for it. My faith is so important, but I grew up with a screwed up view of sex. I was honestly afraid of it and afraid of any feeling that I had regarding it. Same. I just want to say, I know it seems wild because we just talked about anal for 30 minutes, but I relate to that so much. And that's why I like talking about it, because I want to break this stigma. So anyway, I'll continue.
Okay.
I'm so shy when it comes to boys. But later in college, the hormones kicked in with boyfriends or during fun nights out with friends. I found myself in situations where I really wanted to have sex, and it should have been okay. It was safe and fun, but I couldn't have fun with it. There was so much shame and guilt. I had to sneak around and be careful not to enjoy it too much. I would always tell myself it was a mistake. Fast forward to age 28, getting married, and my now marriage of over a decade. My husband wanted me when we were dating, and we did, quote, slip up and have sex a couple times. It was vanilla, and I always felt guilty during and after. I couldn't wait to be married and the shame and guilt to go away. I was ready to enjoy sex. No more vanilla. Well, all these years married, successful careers, 4 kids, I'm still looking and feeling amazing, thanks to you and body, Autumn. I'll be 40 in March. The guilt is gone, but the enjoying sex hasn't happened. The fire was never lit under my husband. Sex happens maybe twice a month, if I'm lucky. It's quick and almost feels like we are just meeting a need for him. I've shared that I'm not happy with our sex life, but he doesn't seem to care, and I have no clue how to fix it. I've tried flirting and kisses to no success. The question, after this many years in a committed relationship, I want to have good sex. How do I approach this without hurting his feelings? Where do I learn things? Remember, I'm shy and probably awkward on this subject. I'm almost 40. I'm ready to enjoy sex and finally have an orgasm.
Okay. Oh God, there's a lot to unpack there. So yeah, big pivot away from anal and the couple being happy to try.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one, I wonder if she's given herself an orgasm.
You know, it is wild. Like, I hope so too. Like, I wonder if that means have an orgasm
From her partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, her husband.
But it's wild to learn that there's like women who've never orgasmed.
It's not easy. It's not easy for women. It's not like guys where like you get the friction going and you're going to come.
Yeah.
And you have to feel, look, I'm sure for some women it's different, but for a lot of us, you have to feel really safe. You have to feel really comfortable because you have to like let go
Mm-hmm.
to have it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes time. And so if he's a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, getting his, which it sounds like, selfish.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder too if his upbringing is the same as hers. Maybe it sounds like it because she said they slipped up.
Exactly. They must have been on the same page about that.
So maybe he still has guilt around it, or maybe he has this sort of like Madonna complex about her being the mom of his 4 kids and that not being right. That's a hard one because she said she's had the conversations with him and he just doesn't seem to care.
I mean, I don't know, because the question is, how do I bring it up without hurting his feelings?
But didn't she say she's made it known?
This without hurting? Yes. Mm-hmm.
So she's made it known already.
I think that, again, this is like what we were saying earlier about talking about it, but I think that this is just one of those things where you have a choice, and your choice is to live the rest of your life in a relationship that seemingly in a lot of ways is great, but you're unsatisfied sexually. And I like, for some reason, I'm such an ally for women who are in that position, because I feel like women have been made sexual objects, but not given a lot of space to be sexual beings,
right?
Especially in this kind of world.
Yeah, you're shamed for it. You're like a slut if you want to enjoy it and you want to be explorative and
exactly. But I tell you what, like, what is a relationship if you can't have the hard conversations? If you can't say, like, you know, especially if you came from the same place, maybe I would approach it that way. I feel like because of how we were raised, we might have some even unaware internal issues around sex that we need to address, because I'm not feeling fulfilled. But what I would say too, I would end that sentence with, and I don't want anyone but you.
Right.
But I want our relationship, sexual relationship, to become stronger.
I do think at this point, like she said, over a decade in, 4 kids, she hasn't had an orgasm from him. So the question is are you faking it, or does he know you haven't had an orgasm from him? Because we talked about this in the other episode. You can't fake it and then expect him to do something different because he thinks he's satisfying you. So if he thinks he's satisfying you, look, at this point, it might be that his feelings get a little bit hurt. And I'm not saying be mean about it. I'm just saying you kind of have to make it known that you're not getting all of your needs met.
Yeah.
You could let him know, I'm attracted to you. But I want it more often. Maybe his libido isn't there. Maybe there's something. He should
get his testosterone checked, maybe.
Right, but that's still a conversation. And if he doesn't, the thing is if he doesn't care and he's fine to only have sex twice a month, it is a harder conversation, or harder to get the person to do things, to whether it's see a sex therapist or even have the conversation or try something new. But a hard conversation has to be had. You have to be okay with the fact that he might get his feelings hurt a little bit, not because you're being mean, but because you're being honest. You could be careful, or you could be delicate about being honest, and you could be very kind about it, but you still have to be very clear that your feelings or your needs aren't being met. I mean, there's one real easy way you could let him know. At the end of sex, if you're not satisfied, roll over and pull out a vibrator and finish yourself off. And if that doesn't tell him that something was missing, I don't know what will. And honestly, if he doesn't care, that's a bigger concern, I would say. Like, if he could care less that you have to then get yourself off a different way.
Yeah.
That's a deeper conversation. Like you said, you have to decide, are you willing to, okay, most of the marriage is good, and so I'm not worried about this part, or I want to be able to fully enjoy and express myself in this manner with the person I'm with, and you're not willing to do that with me.
Yeah.
This is where it gets hard. Look, it gets hard. I don't think it's just religion that necessarily, like obviously there's certain religious upbringings and people do have a lot of shame and guilt, but I think there's just a lot of households that put shame and guilt around sex so much that as adults, there just isn't conversations and people act like it's not supposed to be a big deal or not supposed to be a big part of a relationship. And it is. If
Totally.
we were not supposed to be attracted to each other, if we were not supposed to be sexual beings, we just wouldn't be. Like, we wouldn't have the desire all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think we live up in this like kind of fucked up space of making somebody feel bad, guy or girl, for wanting sex and wanting to enjoy sex. I'm not talking about in some like inappropriate, dirty, illegal way.
Yeah.
I'm talking about with your committed partner,
Right.
or in a relationship, whatever that is.
Two consenting
Two
adults.
consenting adults. That's what I'm saying is people act like it's so shameful. If you're being safe, you're taking proper precautions, you're being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
We probably have a lot more happy people.
Yeah. I think another thing is people just need to switch it up. Like maybe if you try to awaken your sex life, we've touched on this before, and you are always trying to have sex at the same time in the same room in the same, you might just like, you might need to like be in a different space, try a different time of day. All of those things matter. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that could help, but also at 40, you know, if they're around the same age, then he really might also, the conversation needs to be had, and he might be happy if he can get maybe his hormones or something need to be looked at.
Yes, it's interesting. We don't have all of the information. Obviously, if you were sitting with your friend, you'd be able to ask them more questions. But she said the fire was never lit under him. He wanted her when they were dating, but then they got married and the fire was never really lit. Like, he never seems like, now you have 4 kids. But if it's twice a
month.
I mean, most guys would kill for a woman to be wanting it, but I get it. There's sometimes. So the question is has the hormones always been off? Again, is it more of the Madonna complex? Is it some people just aren't into it? That's also a thing though. Some people are just very sexual beings and other people are just not as much.
Mm-hmm.
No shame on either side of that. But when you put 2 of them together and they're not in alignment, you do run into a problem.
You have some choices to
you
make.
have some choices
decisions,
to make.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's hard because when you're in love with somebody or when you have a whole family together, you're going to start to feel selfish because I'm picking my needs and over the family, and only you can make those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I always go back to 2 things. You have one life to enjoy. I'm not saying that you need to leave your husband and go be a hoe. That's not what I mean at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to have the hard conversations.
Yes.
And I always say, like, if my kid was to come to me later on and be like, Mom, we need to talk. I'm really struggling in my relationship because we're at odds here and I don't know what to do. I would give every bit of advice to try everything to make it work. But I would also want to say, if you've tried and it's not, and you don't believe that you're going to be happy or that she, then find a way out of love to release the person so that you both can be happy.
Yeah.
And I know that is not the normal opinion. I know that is a hard thing to say. And I'm not making it all about sex. I'm not saying like, oh, you're just not having sex all day, every day, so leave. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is everybody deserves to live their best life without guilt around it.
Yeah.
And so that requires hard conversations. It requires some effort. And it also requires understanding what you are and are not willing to accept for yourself.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, at the very least, the hard conversations part. It's like you're afraid I've had conversations with people. It's like, what is the worst case scenario if you have this conversation? Because right now you're kind of in the worst case scenario. Do you just want to stay in it?
It's not. The worst case scenario is that you end up divorced. That's why that conversation is hard. Because let's be honest, like let's have a real honest conversation. The worst case scenario to a lot of people is that you have to get divorced. You have to put your kids through it. You have to put your families through it. You have to put yourself through it. There's a financial burden that comes with that of like, now I have 4 kids and they have 4 kids, but we're, on my days, I'm going to have to take care of 4 kids. On his days, he's going to have to take care of the 4 kids. You go from maybe a 2 household income to, there's all these things that come into play that you're going, is it the worst that the sex is vanilla, or is it the worst that I'm out there in the world alone? And alone is scary. And I know that because I'm in it, and it fucking sucks. It sucks to be alone on the holidays. It sucks to be alone on your birthday. It sucks to have to open yourself to try to trust somebody only for somebody to hurt you again. So you weigh the odds. You weigh the lesser of the 2 evils. And that's why we're saying it is a choice you have to make of, do I stay here? That's safe, that I know what this is, and I know how to operate within this, and I know where my happiness lies. And okay, fine, maybe I just need to take care of myself a little bit more often or whatever. And again, I'm speaking like if you have all the hard conversations and try things and it's not going to change. And some people will decide, I still would rather be here. I mean, they say next to lose, like the death of a loved one, a divorce is the hardest thing to experience. It ain't easy.
Yeah.
So I'm not by any means advocating for divorce. That's not what I'm saying.
But that is people's fear of like going into those difficult.
Yes. Because when you open that can of worms, you can't really put the lid back on.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if I open this, when you say what's the worst case, that's where they go. And it's like, oh shit. Am I willing to open myself up to that possibility?
Yeah. I do, just also for anyone who's listening, who's feeling connected to this second phone a friend. I know a lot of stories of couples who have made it through those difficult times.
Yeah.
So even though like the worst case scenario in your mind is that you can't survive it, also, you could come out so much stronger in your relationship by choosing to have those hard conversations. I definitely think it's not something that you should say in the heat of a moment. Like, if a man's ego is important to be considerate of, especially when you're talking about their sexual performance and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that you don't get to bring up the conversation. I would just say be very intentional and respectful and, work through how you're going to talk about it. It might not be comfortable for him, but that also doesn't mean it's going to be offensive to him either. But there can be a very healthy, robust, fun, like you never thought there would be, sex life with your partner on the other side of that. It just takes work. Unfortunately, everything takes work.
Listen, it's not 99% of the time, it's not going to be easy. I would love to say it is. I think, if you are lucky enough to find that person, that unicorn, and it works, that God bless. And even then, it doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
So shit takes work. Nothing's perfect. He's texting me. But yes, you do have to be respectful of how you do it. Like, this is not in the heat of the moment when you're not satisfied being like, God, like, this is not a conversation to have when the kids are home screaming for your attention. Like, that's a loving, very loving conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, we've just
guys,
gone all the way around that circle.
And we're
literally
not the circle again.
Not the rim.
Bring me back to the butthole.
That's a much more fun conversation, by the way.
I heard drag queen one time be like, she was doing her performance. My favorite part of drag shows is the jokes they tell in between their acts. And she was like, oh, who are you talking to the crowd? And the guy, they were like, he's straight. And she was like, he's straight? Honey, he's as straight as my asshole. And that's a circle. I was like, okay, I love that. I love it.
Amazing.
So anyways, full circle.
Here's what I will say. We have gotten quite a few phone friends, and quite a few of them revolve around, again, sex, intimacy, little bit of trouble in those areas. So it is a topic. It is a thing. Maybe some more guys need to tune into our podcast so that they can understand that, like, maybe you need to be a little more aware of what your lady is experiencing or not experiencing. But I hope really, even though we're having fun with it, like, you know, like, what else can you do but laugh through a conversation about anal?
Absolutely.
Like you can only be honest and real, or you don't bring it up. But like, I think neither one of us wanted to ignore it because it's a real question.
I think like what we get to, like, honestly, sounds so dramatic, but the good work that we do in this podcast, because we don't have any magical remedies for what people are facing or anything like that, but we get to normalize conversation.
That's the biggest thing.
And I love that, because I think that more people than you know are in a similar situation that you are in.
Yeah.
And it's good for it to be normalized. I feel like, okay, I'm not the only one feeling like this.
I'm not alone. I'm not the only one feeling this, or I'm not the only one enjoying it on this side. Like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not like this crazy one-off
freak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. It's just, so yeah, I like that we're getting to have the conversations. I mean, if the phone of friends keep coming in, I guess we're going to keep responding to them. Like, it is what it is. We'll keep having the discussions as they come in. And as you send in other topics, we'll explore those too. But so far, we've had a lot of sex topics.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Can't ignore them when they keep coming in. It's
Exactly.
like, ha.
Wow.
Okay.
But we do love it. We love diving into it. And we would love, as always, we say, if you want to hear our take on something that you're facing, or maybe someone you know, what they're going through, we'd love to hear your stories and talk about it.
Everything's Perfect Podcast at gmail.com.
And you can also check us out on Instagram. It's Everything's Perfect Official. And we love to connect with you guys. So we'll be looking for your messages.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
When I know